This week we're carrying on with those changes to the map gen system. Finally, we're starting to see all the benefits of this code actually working, but it's taken a lot of code just to get something that looks very simple to actually work. And I spent all of Sunday working on this, which is normally meant to be the day when I spend the entire day just making the video, so this one might be a bit short. This is a game about exploration and discovery in a large, procedurally generated high fantasy world. You discover things, collect items, kill monsters, and really I want there to be lots of variety and things to find in this game, which means that the world gen algorithm has to be pretty decent. Even if it means I have to spend a month rewriting a bunch of C++ code. So basically, I've been putting Squirrel scripting support into my previously fully C++ map gen system. And the main reason I'm doing that is for the flexibility that you'll get from scripts. Things like places in the overworld are gameplay features. So if I can be more flexible about how the stuff is created, I can just make a better game. To give you an example, I used to decide where to place these different places in scripts after the map had been generated from the C++ side. So the reason for that was that I'd get way more flexibility with the scripting language. This meant that I couldn't do things like alter the voxel types, so I couldn't do paths, and I had to place something like this dust mite nest just on top of the terrain, which often led to it looking kind of broken. So what I can do now is introduce my own scripting step into the mapgen client, which previously would have all just been C++ stuff, and I can get it to run fully on the worker thread. So this means that I can do things like determine places as part of the mapgen system, like in the middle of it, rather than just having to do it at the end. Now this also means that I'd then be in a position to be able to do things like change the voxel values. So I could change the altitude of the terrain and get everything else to respond accordingly, because it would already know where the place is going to be. So I can turn it into an actual hole by removing voxels around it as part of on the worker thread. So this means for things like the dust mite nest, I can actually start to drop it into the terrain, which is fantastic, and has annoyed me for a long time that I couldn't really do that. This did take a lot of work from the script exposure side though, and honestly, I spent the entire week working on just this stuff, and I really didn't think it would take this long. I'm like very bad at planning some of the timing for this stuff. So I'm actually so happy it's now in place, because honestly, it was really boring work. And then the question becomes, what do I do next week? I think the plan for now is just carry on with the mapgen stuff. I want to get some actual gameplay stuff implemented with it, that's the thing. And I know I said that last week, but hopefully we'll get it done next week. I'm thinking maybe try and get a bit of variability in the places you can actually discover. I mean, right now everything's just like totally hard-coded, so that does kind of make it a bit difficult to give you that fun gameplay stuff, because you're always guaranteed to find like the same town and the same graveyard in every single map. And I'd also like to get some new regions and stuff like that, maybe some new collectible items. I can add new things like ruins to the game, what with all this placing logic. It's going to be fun. So that's it for this week. See you in the next one. And leave a comment down below. It does help the project, and then maybe the game will actually get finished. It will get finished, don't worry about that. But it will get finished quicker if you leave a comment down below. And better as well. I can guarantee it.